Okay, now we've got all the data in, we've got the chart made. Time for the fun part of analyzing it. So we can analyze still frames and we can analyze motion. If I flip back and forth here, what movement do I notice? One movement I noticed towards the end there is that Stone Springs from 2014 to 15 jumps way across the board. So in other words, their pupil-teacher ratio goes from really low to really high. I know that Stone Spring Elementary has a lot of students in special education, students with IEPs, and so I'm wondering if that was why their pupil-teacher ratio was so low. Typically a special ed teacher will work more individually with students, but then why this large jump there? I don't know if they decided maybe to distribute students with IEPs throughout the schools in the city more than they had before. Like previously they were mostly at Stone Spring Elementary, but I am kind of curious about that jump. Or maybe they just had an influx of students and didn't have the funding to hire more teachers. I'm not sure. Another thing I noticed there is Mountain View. As time goes on, Mountain View's pupil-teacher ratio goes down. And then let me focus not just on the changes, but on the static here. So in terms of number of Asian students, Waterman Elementary has the fewest. Mountain View and Stone Springs have a little more. No one really has a lot. We're talking about 5, 6 grade levels here, and so to have 8 students is about 1 per grade level. Here it's slightly higher, maybe 3 per grade level. And maybe I shouldn't make my decision on something like that, but that does mean something to me to have some other Asian students there. Just especially my oldest daughter is extremely sensitive about having a spotlight on her, so that's comforting me to me to know that there are this higher number of Asian students. I could do percentage too. That'd probably be a little smarter. Although when the number is so small like this, I was really just curious like how many there were instead of what percent of the students are from an Asian background. Other than that, the schools look like they're sitting at about the same size, and the pupil-teacher ratio isn't much different. Waterman certainly has a good one here, and that's been fairly constant over time. It's never gone above 15, so that might stick out at me. So those are just a few of the things I might notice here. If I was going to actually make a decision on this, which we did, we're looking at houses right now, I'd probably want to find a little bit more on the stories behind the scene, not just looking at the data in this way. But this would certainly help me get a sense of some different factors at the different schools.